Fishing dad of two. How goes it? Dustin, what's up? So I have this nagging injury, and I wouldn't even call it an injury, but have y'all ever slept so wrong that you like can you injure yourself from sleep? Rich, what's going on? Because last night or yesterday I woke up and I had like the worst shoulder pain. I'm talking like it felt like this was just getting like rammed in my shoulder. And if I'd move a certain way, it was bad. And I was like, did I injure myself just sleeping? And today it's still pretty bad. Like it's not awful. Like I can still move around and I don't get those shooting pains, but like that hurts pretty bad. But I don't know if you can injure yourself in sleeping, but uh, am I getting old from sleeping with your arm out? That's bad. I mean, like this, like sleeping with it straight out, because mine might have been hanging over the bed or something. Rich, this is an old hat actually. It's a Richardson 112, and I don't really care for it. Under your pillow. Oh, that's probably right, dude. This my damn shoulder is killing me. So Marty, I got to drive to Arkansas and let you give me damn adjustment under your pillow. That could be me. I sleep weird, dude. I sleep weird. It was probably a combination of my arms being under the pillow and my neck being like cocked up like that. Um, Man, it's brutal. Fucking getting old, dude. This shit sucks. Can't even sleep without getting hurt. Travis says he gets hurt if he sneezes. Jeremy, what's going on, dude? Well, that's good to know. Peter Sillin. AJ, long time no talk. We all missed you when you were out gallivanting in the woods of Casey's root tonic. That's what my grandmother used to call everybody. Root, aka Dick. Uh, Tyler, guess what I was doing instead? The fix is pretty painful. Obviously, by painting baits for a living, I'm quite the masochist. So bring the pain. Bring the pain, Burns. Um, Tyler, I was listening, but instead of enjoying a nice evening after work, I was changing out the boot seal on a stackable washing machine. So, if you know anything about those things, a smart man would take the top off of the washer, then remove the front panel, change the boot seal, put it back on. It's good to go. Um, I can't lift my damn dryer by myself. Amy can't help me do it. I need like a damn tight end to help me move that thing. It's big, heavy. So screw it. We're doing it. We're doing it with the just opening the door. We're not taking any panels off. We're doing it just the door. So I had a little, area about that big to run my fingers around and kind of move around in there. Sitting on the floor inside of a pantry. It was not fun, but ended up getting it done. If you have a stackable washer and dryer, Whirlpool, you don't have to take the thing apart. You can do it with just opening the door. Tyler, I love talking some shit about iCast. No, I think it's a mid 2000s Kyle. It's one of those. It's a sport duet Whirlpool. Rich, no, still that's in limbo. That's another project. I gotta get Power Run. What I was gonna do didn't work. No, this was a day later. My pain had already started before this, Burns. I did see y'all talking about that guy. Spro, good on Spro. I was actually happy to see that they didn't just completely bone Kevin and rip him off. And actually, did the right thing. Gave him his little piece of the pie. Yeah, it's digital. It's got the keypad. I wish it had the turning knobs. Yeah, I don't know. That's the only thing that I've seen recently that was a wee bit interesting. I think I did see, correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say I saw on a post, best of show hard bait was the chick magnet. I don't know about that shit. I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm buying into that. You can't tell me that there's not a better. I mean, hell, the KGB would have been a better hard bait than a damn whatever. Jimmy, I'm so out of it right now. I don't even know what day it is. Like, I don't know if iCast was last weekend or it's coming up, because we're just now seeing the KGB thing. I don't know if it's going on now, coming up. Who knows? Yeah, there had to have been, like, everybody that knows anything about iCast will tell you that it's rigged. It is 100% rigged. Hey, Amy, Burns said he can teach you how to fix my shoulder. He said it's painful, though. Morgan will be happy, Marty, thinking it's next weekend. All right. But I don't know. I'm sick of high efficiency. I've washed my stuff from Canada 3 times and it smells like fish. What's a good fish smell remover remedy? I've heard washing your hands in ketchup. Maybe you should you get some sugar-free ketchup and wash your laundry in ketchup. Don't do that. Yeah, I don't like massages. We had one in Thailand that wasn't fun. It was borderline abuse. Girl kicked our ass. Thai massage. Basically paid to get mugged. Ammonia and vinegar combo. July 19th, so it's coming up. So maybe they didn't win Best in Show for that stupid ass chick magnet. Yeah, I thought that was cool. Casey recommended Summer's Eve for you, AJ. Smear a little on your nether regions and then put a little in your laundry. I really just don't like. I think it's the. What did Marty say? I really just don't like my problem with the massage is that it's not relaxing, even when it's not supposed to be. But like it makes me more tense. Like I feel like it makes it worse. Um, like my whole like I just get tighter. I don't like that. Um, oh, Tyler, I thought about getting one of those with like the machine gun with the ball on the end of it. I thought about just getting one of those balls and sticking it on a sawzall. Wouldn't that work? Probably better to just buy the gun. I think they had them at Costco. Kyle says, Amy, take a baseball bat to TK's back. Maybe I'll just lay on the floor and let the bean just jump on my back. Tell her to pretend like it's trampolining. Jay, we were discussing a little bit about shoulder and back injuries. Uh, and Sucky iCast. It's Prime Day. Okay. Let me look that up. Amy's the Amazon wizard. I don't like Amazon. I'm an eBay guy. Unless I need something fast. Ray, wear that thing out, dude. Is it crab time up around where you're at? Because I know down here, the crabs just started showing up and people started fishing for them a couple weeks ago, and you see a lot of people catching blue crabs now. around where we typically bass fish. They've been there all along, but there's like a lot of them now. I don't know how y'all's crabs migrate, but it is now would be the prime time down here to probably throw that bait. Sounds like it's the same for y'all. Summertime crabbing. 2 back surgeries before the age of 35. Wow, that's a lot. That is a lot. Tyler, you already have shrimp up? See, that didn't typically happen here till like later in the fall, like September. That's yeah, the Berkley chatterbait thing. I don't know. I mean, at this point, people are trying to out chatterbait a chatterbait or out jackhammer a jackhammer. What in y'all's opinion would make a like does the best chatterbait already exist, or can it be improved upon? I guess the biggest flaw of a chatterbait is that it's not weedless. Like, you can't throw it in wood. Z-Man's got that weed guarded one. I haven't tried it, but I guess if you could make one. Tyler, what's a damn banana fish? Are you fishing like up in the river, or are you fishing like marsh, like where there's like you can run a short distance and be in pretty high salinity water? AJ, you think a better one exists? Travis, hope you like them, man. Hey, I think I'm going to do a giveaway. Oh, ladyfish. I love catching ladyfish, except they shit on your boat. So any of you potential saltwater guys that want to come down from up north and fish, and you're in somebody else's boat and you catch a ladyfish, keep it outside the boat, and then like remove the hook outside the boat, because you can hold that fish like over the water for an hour and nothing will come out of its butt. But if you flip him over the side and you put him in the boat, he's going to shit every time. So save your boat owner some trouble, and don't flip a ladyfish in the boat. Also known as poor man's tarpon. They look just like a little tarpon, but they're gross. They're acrobatic, though. They're fun to catch. A 72-year-old friend of mine told me he's giving me all of his old tackle. He's got near 100 vintage cranks and jerk baits. Have no idea what he's got. Kyle, can I come over and go through all that shit with you? Ross Easter, what's going on? Pink shit from bass. Is that what happens when they get on that shrimp diet? Pink poo poo. Jackhammer with an offset hook to drop the hook point lower behind the blade is perfect. Kyle, I'm with you. I could go on a shrimp diet right now. So I'm trying to think anything else that came out of ICAST. It looked like Berkeley ripped off the Beast Coast swim jig trailer, or not swim jig trailer, but whatchamadiddle, chatterbait trailer. Kyle, you've never eaten crawfish? You gotta change that. Gray, nah, man, I really haven't had time. It's a back when I was a single man, it was easy to just load up the boat and go. Now, now it's a little more involved. 2 kids, wife, boat, their stuff. We look like the damn Clampets going up there. I got shit strapped to my truck to the roof, and for all that packing and stuff, you really just need to stay. We need to stay for like a week. You know what I mean? Like I hadn't had enough time to where it's like makes sense to go up there and stay for Friday to Sunday and then go home Sunday. To me, it's not the time doesn't make sense. I rather stay up there for a little while. I saw where you and Corey were catching them though. I try and follow along. How has the bite been up there as a whole at the ferry? You think it's fishing good? Or you got to be a old river pro like you and your brother to get on a bag, or can any Joe Blow just go up there and rip on some fish for fun? Hit and miss, caught some good ones. Sounds about normal. Bert, what's up, dude? Hard fishing. Man, I might as well stay home then. I do miss the ferry a lot. But I will say, Gray, so back when I was going up there like every weekend for like a decade, so from probably like, I don't know, starting in high school, dude. My dad bought that camp up there in like the late 90s. So I would have been in middle school. We started going up there. And once I could drive, I probably went up there every weekend till I was like 30. Not every weekend, but like especially like once I got out of school, I didn't go as much, but I still went a lot. But when I was in school, I didn't go to football games. Like I sold all my tickets, and I went up there like every weekend. That was my favorite time to fish was football season because nobody was out there. Everybody was watching football or deer hunting. Um, but you probably know my neighbor Gene Watley. He was, he was alive still, and he was making baits and doing cool stuff. And I go up there and hang out with him. And uh, there was just a different. It's really sad, but there was like a different. I don't even know how you say it. It was like a different energy. Like it was the energy was high. Like people were moving in, building camps, doing this, doing that. Um, Everybody was fishing, having a good time. And then when Gene passed away, I went up there and like everybody gotten old. You know what I mean? Like you go up there and like the guys that were, you know, 60 years old getting out there and like hammering on them. They're like in their 70s now, and they're just not like, they're sitting in their recliners hanging out, and or moved or did something else, and like I didn't like it. Like it was sad for me to go up there because it just wasn't the same place that I like grew up, and so it wasn't that same like excitement I felt like over my whole life going up there because everything had changed. Um, but I don't know. It'll come back around. It'll come back around. I really wish we were on the other side of the river, Gray. It's really hard with kids and stuff being in the middle of nowhere. Um, Bert, probably so. Probably so. It. I know Smith or Gray's terrible, but the beauty of it is, uh, now I have kids. We can take them up there, start the process all over again. You know what I mean? So make it fun for the kids and all the next generation. But Morgan, we're talking about depressing shit. Um, my Miller's Ferry glory days. Morgan, I wish I had a cool story to tell you about how I hurt my shoulder, but in fact, I did it sleeping. I did nothing. I did nothing but sleep. That's what happens when you get uh, up in your years. When you're not when you're not 25 anymore, you just go to sleep and wake up injured. I do have some swim baits. Morgan, those aren't ready yet. Marty said he's got 20 done. He's got another batch to make, and they will be done. Um, Gray, I certainly will. Good talking to you, dude. I'll try and get up there a little more regularly, especially next year. I got plans to actually do shit next year. Um, Probably won't, but we'll see. That's right, Marty. He built all his baits with his two hands. CNC guys, suck it. Monday, Morgan. Next Monday, you can expect baits. You can expect baits. Oh. I actually had a dream about those walking baits last night and how to paint them. And in my dream, I was thinking that's going to be awesome. Now I've forgotten what that was. Unfortunately, I'd like to go back into my dreams. Here's a weird frog skin them. I have to go catch a frog first then. My frog gigging skills are low, Kyle. I don't even know where to begin on where to go find a frog. I guess I'd just drive around and listen for them ribbiting. The speaking of weird stuff in your dreams, so when I was younger, still living at home, playing music, um, I would wake up, and I was never. I'm not a lyricist. Like I don't. I've never been a writer, journaler, anything like that. Wouldn't. Always felt like a fool. Never had. Uh, like I spoken word, I'm okay, but like written word, that's not my thing. So anyway, I used to wake up as a kid, not a kid, but like you know, 17, and I would wake up and I would have like from a dead sleep, I would wake up and have like what I thought were song lyrics that would just spew from my brain, and it was like nothing conscious. I wasn't like thinking of them, but it would like I could have recited them as they like came through my brain, but they would just like I said, it was just like bleh, and they would come out, and it would just be like one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other, like pages. Well, being 17, I was too lazy to get out of bed and write them down. So um, that happened, and I was like, man, next time that happens, I should probably write that down. Then it happened again, like months later, and the I still, after it happened the second time, I still didn't get up and like write it down. And oh, I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. It just hit me. Um, um, so the second time it happened, I didn't write it down. That gift was taken away from me. Never happened again. I think the powers that be said, "We gifted you these. You're a lazy piece of shit. Now we're taking them away. One time I woke up with a melody in my head and had no idea what it was. In about a year I heard. It's pretty weird. It's pretty weird. I frog gigged mini at night. All you need is a cow pond and you have frogs. I don't have any cow ponds around here, unfortunately. That's the other thing I was like as a kid. Seemed like everybody had like farm ponds and cow ponds and stuff. And like now that I'm an adult and would like to take, the kids fishing at like a farm pond somewhere, there's no farm ponds. AJ, were you a Tenacious D fan? I'm guessing. I need to tell you a Tenacious D story one day. Probably not appropriate for this audience. I actually have a WW Lures. I actually had I had a song clip I wrote. Like I would take my iPhone and I would just do little voice recordings, and I recorded this little clip of something I wrote, and then fast forward a couple years, I listened to Californication by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That riff I wrote was already a riff by John Frusciante. I forget which song it was, but I remember hearing it and I was like, "Why does that sound so familiar?" And then I looked it up, or then I like went back to my little voice clips. And I was like, "Oh shit, I already wrote that." But it wasn't like I didn't, mine was like the real shitty version, but it was the same basic idea. AJ, I think there are people that don't like the D. That was like all we listened to in high school. The Tenacious. I wonder why my follower or my viewer count on Instagram isn't highlighted. It's like dark to where I can't see it. Kind of odd. Kind of odd. Everyone loves the D. Bert was there. He can account for how much we listen to the Tenacious. A lot. It was a lot. Marty, hold on. You guys wouldn't think that making a topwater would be that difficult. But believe it or not, it's not the layup that you think it would be. Specifically this one. I thought lots of chili peppers, Bird, have you talked to Wes lately? Speaking of the old days in music, um, but you'd think top water, throw some weight in the ass, get the tail down, it walks. Is he doing okay? I talked to him. I talked to him when I was out in Austin. He came through. We went and saw him, hung out. Talked to him a few times after that, but I haven't talked to him lately. Uh, I know he's busy being a damn rock star. I tried to listen to their newest album and I didn't have time. I got through like one song or two songs and I had to go do something else. Bart, here's a funny story about uh, Wes, or not about Wes, but when I was in Austin, dude out there, Ronnie, that worked at the same warehouse where I painted. Ronnie was a guitar player, and he liked that, he liked that southern rock sound. He's from Bakersfield, California, and he was into, he's real big into ZZ Top stuff like that, and he really liked Blackberry Smoke, and I was like, you should listen to the Steelwoods. And he started listening to them, and like every day when I walked into the shop, he'd had that shit blaring, and he he's like, man, these dudes are awesome. I was like, really? You like them? He's like, yeah. It's like this dude singing, it's badass. It's like, yeah, his name's Wes. It's like, you want to meet him? He's like, what? Yeah. I was like, he's from Mobile. I'm like, no shit. Like, yeah, my buddy used to play with him, blah 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 blah. And dude, you would have thought I told this son of a bitch you want to meet Elvis. Like he went nuts. I was like, they're playing like at the Yeti place like next week. I was like, you can go see him. And he's like, holy shit. It's pretty weird, like being able to connect the dots for them, like for him, and like seeing his reaction. Because like I don't like you, which I don't know Wes nearly as well as you do, but I know him good enough that if I see him on the street, he's gonna know my name and say hey. But but like I said, like the way he sees him versus the way I see him, because I probably like you see Wes as the guy that's playing at Brickyard, like dicking around on drums sometimes, like that plays in your band, your buddy, and but to the whole rest of the world, you know what I mean? He's like the front man. Is that the one that's? I'll have to look. Is that the one that's got all the like engraving on it? Did he redo it? Sorry, we got off on guitar talk. I sent Wes a belt buckle. Um, I saw. I don't remember where I was, but I was at this shop in Austin or somewhere, and I saw this belt buckle, and it was like all tarnished and like ugly, but it was like nice looking still. and it was a guitar and a banjo that crossed, and it was from probably like the '60s or the '70s. And I was like, this is really cool, but it's not really my style. I was like, I bet Wes would like this, and because that's when he was kind of like, touring and having to dress nice and like be a performer. I was like, I'll get this for Wes. So I messaged Wes and I was like, hey, what's your address? And sent me his address, and he's like, thanks for the belt buckle. It's cool, but I was really disappointed when it wasn't a box full of fishing lures. I was like, yeah, sorry, stupid belt buckle. I guess I should have sent you some baits. So I ended up sending you some baits anyway. But pretty awesome. Still playing the Squire. I think the world's finally maybe starting to realize little ways that yeah, Bert. If you see him with a belt buckle, it's not huge. It's not like a pie plate. Like it's like a little. I think it was square. But if it's got a guitar and a banjo crossed on it, that was from me. That was a gift from Tacklecraft. Ethan, I'll paint them son of a bitches. You just send them my way. I love painting BGCs. I don't. I love. I will say, I do not love painting over the scales, but I love Kevin's prep on his baits because they're always clean and nice and well manicured. He's belt buckle sponsored. Who's he sponsored by? Or for like gear? Oh, he was nerding out when I was talking to him when I saw him at the. Oh yes, he is sponsored by me. Um, uh, because I was helping him like load in or whatever because there was nobody there. It was like a South by event, and they were playing like at like 11 at the Yeti store, and we I showed up and I was like, "You need some help?" He's like, "Yeah, you can give me a hand." So we I started grabbing stuff, and he's like, "Dude," he's like, "Check this out." I'm like, "What?" It's like fucking baritone. Like, what? He's like, "Check out this baritone guitar," and that was like he was like geeking out on this baritone, and he's like, if we play like one or two songs with it, he's like, this thing's nasty. It's pretty sweet. That's that white guitar he plays, and I forget the song, but Baits and Buckles. That's right. Amy, we're talking about Wes. I mean, Bert's over here on YouTube, and we're reminiscing of Wes Bayless and Ricochet Creek. Baritone's also a Squire. How about that shit? I think once you get the feel for a Squire, there's no going back, man. Sorry, I did fall into the music hole again. So this is from the second guitar I ever owned. Korean-made Squier Stratocaster from a Squier Strat Pack from Walmart. My grandfather gave it to me in like '93. But this is my favorite guitar neck I think I own. And it's probably because it's been played from 12-year-old me till like 20-something-year-old me. And like the neck is just satin smooth. But you know, people like to turn their noses up at Squiers, but I don't know that there's I don't think there's like a custom shop guitar on the planet or anything that could make this neck, like make a neck that feels this good. Maybe it's because my hand grew to it when I was, you know, a kid. But nah, dude, I got to put this thing back on. I robbed the tuning keys off of it. Put it on a different one. What'd you say? Yeah, Marty. They're. You're right. They are not like a. It's. I feel like it's certainly easier. Certainly easier to. Get a crankbait running straight out of the game. You know what I mean? Like straight out of the gate than a top water. I guess this old paint they used to use, this old Smithwick Bojack. I'm guessing this is like a. They used to shoot like single stage paint because it gums up. It's a single stage lacquer because I don't think they have clear coat on them. I mean, they might, but I don't feel like it is. Bert, did your Les Paul that fell out of the trailer? Did it ever surface? The reason I asked you that is because I was thinking about you yesterday because I was on Facebook Marketplace and there was a dude selling a guitar case, and the whole side of the guitar case was ripped to shreds. And I was looking at it thinking, this guitar case is not worn from use. This guitar case is worn, and he had duct tape all over it. So this guitar case looks like this because it fell out of a truck somewhere. It does. It comes off like super easy, but it's weird. The weird thing is you can sand it off easy, but like fishing it, it lasts forever. Gone forever. What a shame. I would love to have been a fly on the wall Burns back in the day. Um, to see like how they did things. I got a mark where I threw a rock at it. Like that's my guitar. How do you know? See that ding right there? I was hammered in Pensacola at a crawfish festival and threw a rock at my guitar. What a great story! Wouldn't that be awesome if like Gibson would do a custom shop Burt Summersell Les Paul, and when they relicked it, they added the rock, and each guitar they would take out in the parking lot and like throw a rock at it. All right, that one's done. Tayo, how are you? Bert, I bet that if Facebook was then what it is now, you would have got that guitar back. I feel like somebody would have got online and been like, I found this bait. I mean, I found this guitar. Maybe not though. It depends. I mean, it all depends on who picked it up. But you wonder if it's still sitting in somebody's closet or if it got sold immediately. Um, Makes you wonder. Marty, I think he's talking about the wobbler like this. Dude, I hope that thing services one day. That'd be so badass. I do know OSP. Ah, Darius, thank you for keeping the green fish honest. Was it a nice, peaceful night on Kentucky Lake? Did you see any other boats? Morgan, did I tell you I tried to build one of those? The bait was around here. That was probably the that was probably one of the more difficult baits I ever tried to build. The wings were not like it was very to me it was very finicky. Like you would think the wings would just take care of all the like lacking parts of the weight and such. Dude, after like the sixth one I built, and I couldn't even get it to wobble, I was like, I'm gonna pass on this thing. But just looking at it, you wouldn't think it would be that hard. Kyle, you're a Jackson fan. You're a shredder. Jackson's play good. Like I was trying to build myself one just out of novelty because I thought it'd be fun. And at the time, there wasn't any out there. There wasn't any big ones. Um, like the Pompadour had just come out, and I was like, man, I could build one of these out of like my shad body and make a giant crawler. Um, and I tried, dude, and it was like that was the thing back then, and even now, like I don't, because I constantly have to work to like make money. Like I can't spend infinite amounts of time sitting here, uh, like prototyping baits indefinitely. Um, like I need to get. I mean, I can, but it's just not. It, you know what I mean? It's like going to take forever for it to get done. Um, and but that one, like, I couldn't spend the amount of time that I needed to get it right. Um, the KGB deal started with a phone call to Gamakatsu looking for hooks. That seems kind of weird. Um, GoPro camera doesn't like. Yeah, I've heard that. My buddy David out in Austin, he bought some like night camera that was pretty badass. It was real creepy though. It looked like all of his fishing videos he used to film on his kayak looked like what's that? What's that movie where the girl where they're like running through the woods and the girl's got like snot running down her nose? Blair Witch. That's what his video looked like. It was like all like black eyes and white face, and he was like holding up a fish. They looked terrible. Um, Blair Witch, yes, a year and a half. See, if I were a betting man, Jeremy, I would have bet John Cruz put that in play. When I first saw it, that was my initial thought. Was I bet John Cruz had something to do with this? 'Cause he's a big swim baiter. Morgan, circle around to that. If you want to lose your sanity, says Burns. What are the odds of that, Jeremy? I guess it was meant to be. Anytime I call for help, I don't. The person's in Pakistan. Casey, actual Bubba's or the wood Bubba? The Mubba. AJ's first guitar was a BC Rich? Dude, I had you all wrong, AJ. Is it like, did it have like double horns like carved into it? Casey, I might have to do another run of those. That might be for the fall. No, I might Morgan, I might wipe this one clean. I might start anew on this one. I don't know. I actually just don't. I actually kind of wanted my newer crawl marks on these. I like these, but I think the newer crawl, my newest crawl stencil that I'm using would maybe look better, maybe not. The more I look at it, the more I like it. Like from this profile. So I don't know. Oh, let me read this. He jokingly asked why Spro hasn't made a glide, and the guy said, "Let's collaborate." And he said he kind of blew it off, and the guy was serious. It's interesting. Joey, what's up, dude? Just doing the same old shit, sanding baits. Trying to get something ready for paint. Morgan, then I'll clear it. I will put the clear coat to it. What are these getting done? This one's getting painted. John, I wouldn't think they're going to be hard at all. AJ, you didn't have like the Slayer version? A few months ago, Cassidy said to keep it quiet about fishing along timber because it's so deadly. Do you watch his are you on his membership YouTube page? Todd's thing he's doing right now is really good. His little series on breaking down his tournament he just fished. It's been very entertaining to watch. for me. I know there's probably a lot of guys that'll hate it, but oh, so you know what I might do this week? Todd was catching some shade for posting a how to finish fifth video. That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, these videos would be a lot cooler if you won. But I think it's, I mean, even if I win, I mean, I would still like if I won the tournament Todd was fishing in, I would still watch Todd's series to see how other people fish because to me that's really interesting. You know, for what I think is like the best thing to do on a day, and to see somebody else take and how they go about it. But I understand where they're coming from. It's just like the guys that get on Instagram and Facebook and they say, hey guys, just finished up at the James River. I was throwing a Craft Marty Burns Mubba to catch my fish and pitching a black and blue jig. Yeah, go check them out. And then you look at their standings and they came in like 90th. It's like, dude, I don't want that shit. Yeah, the actual tournament day was kind of surprising. I like from what I saw, like it really didn't look like 20 pounds that they caught. I feel like if that would have been me, I would have had 15. But oh yeah, that's the thing. Whether he comes in fifth or whatever, like the dude knows how to catch them. The fact that he's putting that shit out there, anybody in Texas should be like, you know, calling him up and saying thanks for like actually putting some info out there, because most of the guys, you know, that are given info don't need to be given it anyway. Like, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? But he actually has like credentials to back it up. But I need to get Todd on here, or do a see if I could do an interview with Todd. I would like to ask him some questions about Texas, not now, like not current Texas, past Texas. Like when like people could actually like keep shit secret. So all right. All these baits are prepped. I'm going to need my cell phone. And if you look at how Todd has come up through the ranks, like the dude has consistently reinvested in himself and his own skills. And, you know, he'd win a tournament. He would use that to like get him to the next one. And then he would use that to get him to a bigger one. And then he would use that money he got to get him to another one. And then like he's constantly like reinvested in himself and his business of fishing to like make a living at it now. And it's pretty awesome. I think guys like that should be commended. He's not, you know, like he's not some damn oil tycoon or like some heir to some like oil field money somewhere. The dude just he's like the damn American dream. You want to fish for a living, you work hard, you can do it. Tyler, I don't know that I catch. I don't. I'm trying to think of any time where I've listened to Todd and been like, "That guy's a smartass." I'll have to listen closer. But he does just that's the other thing is he just, you know what I'm saying? It's like I guess that's why I like him. Yeah, came up from walking the banks. That's right. Yeah, he's a real dude. I think that's why. I think that's why I gravitate towards him. Fast Angler therapies were good. Because I like that was I almost enjoyed the theoretical talking like after the tournament when you drive home and like with me and my fishing partner Jody would fish up at Miller's Ferry or Demopolis or anywhere, Coosa, and we'd have to drive back to Mobile. We'd have 2.5 hours, 3 hours to drive home, and you just talk about the tournament the whole time. What do you do different? Even if you win, how could we have gotten 5 5s instead of 2 5s? You know what I mean? Like, uh, what other stuff could we have run? What did we miss? What did this? And what do you think so and so was doing? Oh, I don't know. I saw them doing this. Uh, that's the other thing, Tyler. I think it's really funny that Todd's doing uh, Todd and Hallman and all those guys are doing the fantasy fishing because you can tell they don't give a rat's ass about it. Like, who'd you pick for fantasy? And they're like, nobody. Like, who cares? Gilted Panger into picking Christie at St. Clair. That'll be. Is that coming up this week? Are they practicing now for St. Clair coming up? It's been a while. They've had a long break. Seems like it's been months since there was a Elite Series tournament. Hold on. Oh. I know where my other one is. This is what you want, Casey? Jeremy, 100%. It's another thing that really irks me. I have a mini rant. I don't know if some of you do this, but for whatever reason, it bothers me. I heard a dude say it on BTL today. Hallman says it, and that is when they ask him a question, when he is in complete agreement, he says, or anybody, I need somebody to explain this to me. The response is, "Hey TK, do you like painting baits?" Oh, 110%. How about just 100%? Because 110% doesn't really make sense to me. Like, why 10%? 0 to 100%, that's like a thing. Anything over that is like fiction. You know what I mean? Like 110% is no different than 200% or 300% or 500% or like upper those like type of percentages are reserved for like inflation and like markup, not 1 to 100 stuff. It's just like cranking it to 11 on the Spinal Tap. Exactly. It's like 10, but 11. 110%. No, how about just 100? Like, what is 110%? Like, is I mean, that's 100%, right? Just with like an extra 10. So guys turn their amps up to 11. Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and watch Spinal Tap. What a great movie. Speaking of Spinal Tap, I was thinking about that scene just now. The guy's like smoking cigarettes. I was asking my dad, since he grew up in like 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, when everybody smoked inside. And I was like, do you have memories of everywhere you went smelling like cigarette smoke? He was like, not really. And I was like, but it had to, right? Like, you walk in a restaurant, it smells like smoke. You walk into a gas station, it smells like smoke. You walk into the hardware store, it smells like smoke. You walk in anywhere you go, like the auditorium that you go see like musicians play in the 60s, like people are burning heaters in there. Like you could smoke anywhere. Like I feel like everywhere just had to smell like cigarette smoke. Um, so Casey, here's the regular Bubba. How about the Mubba on steroids with a rattle? Marty, do you remember it? Everything smelling like smoke? Oh, Tyler, I love that, dude. You go in there and you get you a chicken wing and it tastes like cigarette smoke and petrol. That's the and you go out, you come out smelling like a damn greasy cigarette, dude. That was the good old days. The old courthouse in your town still smells like cigarettes. See, I like that. Like I remember every motel room smelling like smoke. Yeah, hotels, everything. Um, the funny thing is, when I first went to college, my freshman year at Alabama, Alabama, I was it would have been 2002, 2003. We walked into the mall in Tuscaloosa, and I was walking around, and they had these benches and trash cans sitting in the middle of the mall. And there was this old dude like sitting out there. I looked at my buddy and I was like, "Is that dude smoking a cigarette in the mall?" And I started asking around. I was like, "Excuse me, can we smoke in the mall?" And they're like, "Yes." Really? I'm like, yeah. How about that? But even up until like 2003, you could smoke. Like even I think it was a couple years later. So like say 2005, you could smoke in the malls in Tuscaloosa. It's so frowned upon now. Alabama was probably one of the last states to do everything. That's how they roll around here. Yeah, the giant mubba is the titties. I gotta hide. I gotta hide the rattle. But it is quite large. Smoking in public is one of my favorite trashy things to do. Oh, I know, dude. I hope they never outlaw it in bars around here. That would not be cool. I just think bars need to be smoky. Like that's where like the fucking degenerates hang out. Like you know what I mean? Like I was a degenerate. I'm not saying people that hang out in bars are degenerates, but that's where just like you know if you smoke cigarettes and you go to a bar, You should be able to smoke in the bar. That's like the last like safe place for like people that want to like do bad shit, like drink too much, smoke cigarettes, whatever. Lay with strange women. Can't smoke cigarettes in bars in Florida. Oh, Tyler, funny you mentioned going barefoot in public. AJ, yes, 100%, 110%, 167%, 219%, 340%. So we're potty training the Bean right now, and she's pretty good about it. But I was taking her to Target yesterday, Sunday, and she didn't have a diaper on. She had regular underwear on. And I was like, man, she wouldn't pee. I tried to put her potty in the back seat of the truck, and I was like, here, just sit here and pee before we go inside. And she's like, no. Like, all right, don't pee anywhere in here. So she was peeing, or she was in the store, and we were running around playing. And I started thinking, I was like, all right, what if she starts peeing? And I said, I'm probably going to have to take my shirt off and clean up the floor because I don't want like my kids' pee to be like, where people can walk in it and stuff. I was like, the first thing I'll probably have to do if she starts peeing is pick her up and just let her piss on me. That wouldn't bother me. And I said, if I can't get to her quick enough and she pees through her underwear, I'm going to have to clean the pee up, and I'm probably going to have to use my shirt. I was like, I wonder if I'm going to get in trouble for walking around shirtless with pee all over me. Like, I wonder if I'm going to get busted, or if like people are going to like look at me like, get out of here, you trash. That was my thought process of how to get out of that situation. Strange women from Moon Tower. Ooh, it's an interesting crowd that hangs out at Moon Tower because it's like out of the off the grid. Amy used to go out there and play volleyball. They had the beach volleyball thing set up, so we used to go out there a pretty good bit. I didn't play; I just sat out there and drink beer and watch. But yeah, there's some definite lizards that hung out at Moon Tower. But she didn't. The moral of the story: she didn't pee, so it was good. I guess you can vape inside, but you can't smoke a cigarette, which I think vapes probably seem like they're probably worse than cigarettes. I mean, if I think you want to smoke something, just smoke your damn cigarette. And if you haven't seen Theo Vaughn's vape rant, it's probably the funniest thing you'll see all day. I agree, Kyle. I agree. Tyler, you gotta get the Gatorade bottle. Trying to ring a damn Dasani bottle ain't fun. Gotta get that Gatorade. Wide mouth. That was my thing, dude. When I was driving a ton, like fishing a bunch, and didn't want to stop, dude, I was a pro at peeing in a cup and a bottle. There is always the one time though where shit gets wild. If you've ever peed while driving down the road in a cup or a bottle, you know what I'm talking about. sometimes things slip, or you got to do something and take your hands off and put them on the wheel, and it looks like a damn fire hose spraying around in your damn truck. I had that happen a couple times. Or it looks like when you take the nozzle off the water hose and then you turn it on high, and it's like going like water shooting everywhere. It's happened. Anybody want to buy my truck? All PP has been removed. No PP smell. All right, dudes, it's 11:30. I'm gonna go clean these baits and get them masked up. I've the breakfast burritos hit the bottom too quick. See, it's not typically it's not food for me. It's coffee. If I drink the coffee early, that's bad. My grandpa used to do it driving down the lake. The wind around the console seems like playing with fire. I ain't trying to catch backsplash. It's pretty impressive driving down the lake. You mean he would just piss up in the air and let the wind blow it? If that's the case, that's probably the most amazing thing I've ever heard in my life. Or would he pee in a cup? If your grandpa drove down the lake and just like arced it up and peed straight back so the wind blew it back, he is a national treasure. That is probably the most awesome thing I've ever heard. I wonder if that's even possible. Oh, he carried a cup. Oh. You have me interested. It's like, damn, I'm gonna have to try that. Where you just turn to the side and like pee towards the co-angler, but the wind blows it and it like hooks right like your co-angler thinks they're about to get peed on, and then the wind catches it and blows it like right by their head, and they're clean. Paul packing a shovel. Yeah, I'll report back on what speed you need to be going to be able to pee out of the boat sitting down with no cup. Paul packing a shovel. That's pretty damn funny. That is pretty damn funny. Old Pawpaw just flopped her over the side, let her pump. Let that bilge go. What an odd turn this little talk has taken. Pretty entertaining, if you ask me. I don't know about y'all, but I'm entertained. People are going to think that Triton Bilge is running full blast and be like, damn, TK must have been out there in the big water. Nah, he's just pissing. He got his own technique. He learned it from Pawpaw Morgan on Instagram. You gotta pee at blast off, whip it out, straight up. AJ, you're trying to make bacon, like pig bacon, pork belly? Oh man, you guys are funny today. Thanks for the laughs. I think Pawpaw packing a shovel is the comment of the day. Oh, and I think I'm going to run a promo 47.6, or it starts cycloning. That's what I would think. You gotta be ripping. Like you got to be on pad to pull this move off. I'll actually consider trying this. Like you can't film it because your pecker will be in there. So, but But I would try this solo in the boat. And I don't care if it doesn't matter if you get pee on your boat, but you're in fluid dynamics. I think it's possible, though. I think it's possible. Blurt it out. Kyle, would it go viral? Would that be my first million view video? I don't know if I want that to be my claim to fame, though, because everything legit I've done up to this point would be completely erased. Every beautiful bait I have painted would be worthless because I would be the pee in the boat guy. Pinch the head for a little back pressure. I think it's possible, though. Or you could always open a live well lid to catch the dribbles at the end. I think it's possible. Marty says I'm gonna piss in my face. We'll see. Definitely TikTok famous. Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying, Morgan. If we're talking about efficiency on the water, who's got time to stop and pee? You do that driving down the lake. We'll see. I think you will have to be on pad. The pros don't want you to know this simple trick to save time on the water. Oh. The problem is, Morgan, is with that title, it would make it 100% funnier, but you wouldn't get the clicks. It would have to be I peed in my face driving down the river, or like I guess if you use the thumbnail of your blurred out junk, you might. It might be all about the thumbnail. The pros don't want you to know this simple trick to save time on the water. That's true. That's what it. I mean, they don't. Dude, you could fake it too, and it'd be really funny. Like just get like a little like water gun and like squirt it up, and then you could have like blow in your face. That would be even funnier. Oh, I'm sure there's some up and coming YouTuber that's going to take this and run with it. We'll see it next week. We'll see it next week. Maybe Randy will bring it to life. But the good thing is we are time stamped here at 1:39. Scroll back a few minutes, and we can take credit for the origins of I don't even know what you would call that. Dude, I don't even know who the Googans are anymore. Like I got recommended a video on YouTube, and it was like some Guggen Squad video, and like I didn't even recognize any of the dudes. Like the regular Guggen dudes have I guess passed the torch to these lesser Guggens that are like running the show now. Me neither, Tyler. That's what I said. I looked at the video. I was like, oh, no. Don't recommend this anymore. I don't want to see these guys. That kind of defeats the purpose, though, right? Like of the Guggen Squad. Like the Guggen Squad was like a few guys that made like a thing. When you add 100 of them, it's not really the same. Why don't they call them something different? Like the Guggen Mafia. But I think they're even worse though. Like the Googans, I could get behind, like the regular guys, because they built something and like were very successful at it. I'm perfectly okay with that. But like the new guys, they didn't do anything like but just get put under this umbrella. New goos. It's a good one. So who knows? Were they at ICAST? I'm sure they were. 11:39. All right, I got to take pictures of all these, prep them. Oh, and I got swim baits. Oh, Tyler, they are. They are. I mean, I guess they are still. I don't know. Seem to be. Like I said, I don't know who buys this shit. Because I never see anybody buy it. But I was going to say, I think I'm going to do a promo because I've been needing to do some giving back, and rather than pay Meta, Facebook, and Instagram $100 to like promote a post or something, I would rather just like run like some sort of contest and give stuff away. So I think I'm going to do. One thing I'm going to do is if you buy a T-shirt between now and whenever, or if you bought a T-shirt last week or whatever, and I'll pick an end date, but I think I'm going to do a give away a swim bait. Like if you bought a shirt, throw you in a raffle, you might win a swim bait. I'll even let you pick the color. How about that? But that's what I'm thinking. Kyle, exactly. Buy a shirt, get a swim bait. Chance at a swim bait. So I'm trying to do more of the. They're on order right now. We had to order more navy blue shirts. All the extra large United We Glides sold out. That one was popular. So that specific size in that shirt. Everybody who wanted that shirt was an XL. Rich, I haven't sat down to do. Actually, I got to design the patches, and that's just a time suck for me, so I haven't done it. But they sent Amy. She ordered a bunch of shirts, and they gave her some hats for free. So they sent her like 12 Richardson hats, and he's like, "Can you use these?" I was like, "I guess." They're black with white mesh, which is not my favorite, but I can put a. I need to get I need to get a patch made for it so I can make you some. The Scope shirt was a band. I would never have guessed that. Kyle, you would be wrong. It's large. I mean, extra large and 2XL. Large sells worse. 2XL sells way better than large. Oh, non-fiction. It took some time to realize that. That's the thing that kind of gets you in a pickle, because like you, when I first started, trying to dabble in shirts and stuff, you're like, all right, I need probably more larges than anything and XLs than anything, and then you order like 30 larges and everybody buys 2XLs and you only have like 10 2XLs. So thick boys like throwing big baits and cool shirts. That's right. That's right. Oh, Amy's doing these this week. I have been asked for years, and this is not bullshit. I've probably been asked for years to make this shirt, and Amy is probably going to print these in the next couple days. So I'm probably going to do performance shirts, not for sale, but I'm probably going to. I've got a bunch of sample performance shirts. I'm probably going to put this on them. We'll see. See how they turn out. Then if that works out, we'll do it again in volume. So y'all got the update. Free swim baits. Buy a shirt, get a swim bait. I might give another swim bait around away for something else. Maybe just because I feel froggy. But we got to get make something with a guitar and a glide bait. It could be done. Put frets on it. That would actually look really cool. Really cool. Now that you say that, Marty. Just kidding. I don't know. Low E glide. Let's see what now my gears are turning. But I feel like this time of year, you don't see. I don't know, like you really need something like ICAST because people get kind of like the industry as a whole kind of gets a little stale. Like people lose their buzz over fishing because they've like the new is worn off of the year pretty much, and like people have gotten their baits and their stuff, and they're just kind of fishing, hanging out with their family in summertime. And you're like, people aren't as excited as they are previous to now. So I feel like you need that extra little shot of adrenaline. Yeah, it's too hot. Like people just get burnt out, I guess. I don't know. But it typically picks up again a little in the fall. But there's a little lull in the summertime and in the like August, September. Casey, turn it to 11. I guess that's what I need to put on there is a Marshall switch with 11 on it. But I feel like the when you give something away this time of year, that maybe makes people feel a little better about themselves, or not about themselves, but just a little something to be excited about. I think everybody's a little stale right now. Need a little something good in your life. Chance at a free swim bait. It's the dub. Uh-oh. Connection's unstable. All right. Got a shitty connection. I'll talk to y'all later. Thinking about getting a real job? Yeah, Kyle, ICAST blows. Later, Rich, Casey, Tyler. Kyle, what would need to happen is we would need to tell ICAST to eat a dick But I don't even think it would work for smaller guys because it would be the same thing. Like you would see cool stuff, but everybody would cannibalize themselves. Like one guy shows up with something cool, and then there's going to be 10 guys that don't give a shit, and they're going to go home and build it. They're going to be like, ooh, look how cool this is. And it would be ICAST all over again, just on a smaller scale. It would be cool, though. It would be cool. I don't know how, because, I mean, out of the whole industry, how many guys really are like doing totally unique stuff? I don't know. AJ, that is the biggest thing. It had a buzz around it before they started letting anybody with a GoPro in. If they would make it harder to get credentials, it would still be kind of cool. But there's no mystery in it anymore. Like it's the same thing that's happening to fishing and everything else. Like everything has to be like a free for all. Uh, but yeah, they need to lock it down again and make it to where, you know, people always wonder, ooh, what's going on at ICAST now? Now it's lame. But they can't see the forest for the trees. Well, I think that's the other thing, AJ, is that Travis, you missed a lot, dude, a lot. Go back to like I don't know, started at like an hour. Um, when you get back to PP talk, um, the I think the general public, for the most part, is getting wiser because of social media. Um, and what I think you're seeing is a more educated, jaded, smarter consumer. So I don't think when like Z-Man or Strike King does like their marketing promotion for like whatever new bait there's coming out, where they're like, "Ooh, just out, you know, get them while you can before they're all sold out." Blah, you know, all that bullshit you've always heard. Like, we've been working for years with our pro staff to design the cutting edge garbage, blah blah blah, whatever it may be. Like, I think there's a larger and larger population every day that's just like, shut up. Like, this isn't innovative. This isn't any of the things you just said it was. You're just blowing smoke at my ass. Like, people get hit with so many advertisements in a day. Like, eventually they wise up. And, like, you know, back in the day when it was just like magazines and you could watch a Bassmaster tournament like a month after the tournament or 2 months, and they say, hey, we've got this brand new bait out. It was pretty cool because, you know, you didn't see 50 other ones just like it like the day before. But now, like, that shit doesn't work, dude. I mean, it does, but it's getting less and less impactful, I think. I mean, the marketing people at Strike King would probably laugh in my face and be like, "You're a fool. Let me show you what our dumb marketing campaigns did." But I do think the consumer is getting smarter and less and more you know, apt to not buy into the bullshit. Rich, I could agree with that. The cooler products come out at the Classic. And ICAST is rigged anyway. It doesn't matter. Like it's rigged. Everybody knows it's rigged. So I feel like the Classic is when you get more steam. I think because you've got it getting in the hands of the right people, and they're like, those are the people you want to have your products. I guess purchasers if you're a big company, but whatever. I'd rather have just normal people getting them. A Minn Kota brushless motor would be nice. I wonder how those are going to be to work on though. The major industry players are worried about money than making basic work and using something different. Yeah, pretty much. What's the maintenance like on one of those, Tyler? I want to know how you like. I can take a Fortrex apart pretty easily. I wonder. I don't know what a brushless motor would be like. How the inner workings would be as far as maintenance goes if something breaks. Because I like working on my stuff. It's just easier that way. You know what I mean? Go get a part, do it in your driveway, do it at the lake, do it wherever, get it done. You can go back fishing. The brushless you have to send in, that would not surprise me. See, I don't like that. I'll probably be in a damn Fortrex forever. Or an Ultrex. That's why I don't like all this new shit. Are they is there like is this a push to like make people not be able to be self-sufficient? Put your tinfoil hats on, boys. I don't know. I just want something I can work on myself. But I don't. I think the industry or the world wants to cycle people like me out. John D says brushless motors are easy, just bearings that need to be replaced. I could get into that. As long as I can work on them, that I don't have to take them somewhere. I just need to be able to buy parts and not have to have some like programmer to make it work. UPS ground shipping rates just got better. Who cares? All right, I'm out of here. About to go do some work. I got some more glide baits coming this end of the week, hopefully. All the guys running the brushless on the tour are just running brand sponsors, but want to go back to the Minn Kota Ultrex. You see that? All right. Y'all be good. Travis, you should probably be in private. We get pretty raunchy. Tyler, I don't know if I follow him. Is it on Instagram or Facebook? Maybe I'll tune in for a second and see what he's got going on. Maybe that's why everybody jumped off. Casey, I'll pass it on to the builder. Y'all be good. Adios, YouTube.